guys, it's me, Redrick here, the mom strategist. I am so excited about this topic today. Today I thought it would be great if I hopped on here and just talked really quickly about what it looks like when fear gets involved with your big dreams. Hey, Rixie, good to see you. When fear gets in the way of those big, ginormous, gigantic dreams you have, right? And what does it look like? I'm going to break that down for you. I've written this out for myself today so that I don't miss this, because it's so true. You've got a calling on your life. You've got an incredible vision to touch people literally all around the world. And it's a big, ginormous dream. Hey, Colleen. And you know you can do it. You know you have the talent to do it. You know you're smart enough to do it. You may even have the support in your world and the resources to do it. But the question is, what keeps coming up for you over and over and over and over and over again that's getting in the way? You know, why is it that you are paralyzed by this thing when you know inside of you this is the calling that's on your life, and you know this is the thing that you are meant to do? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. I am so fired up. Rixie, this topic has me fired up. Every time I think about the people who are going to be touched out there, dreamers, thought leaders, action takers, go-getters, go-givers. Hey, Celeste, good to see you. Who have big ideas about what they want to do. And they're looking month after month, year after year, and they're like, why am I not picking up the phone and making that call? You know what I mean? Why am I not doing it? You know, why am I allowing the thing that I know that I can do get in the way? Why am I letting it get in the way? I'm going to talk about that today. Good to see you. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. Deneen, good to see you. I am a business coach, a life coach. I got started my business over 10 years ago. I decided one day to do this very thing I'm going to talk about with you guys today, which is not allow fear to derail my dream, okay? And it's something that happens to people every single day. And if this is you, you guys need to invite your friends. You need to invite you need to invite other dreamers, other entrepreneurs, because we know that this is what happens. You've got a calling on your life. You've got things you're meant to do. And the question is, why are you not doing these things? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. All right. Please share on Twitter, on Facebook, and of course on Periscope. And many of you guys have already shared. If you're watching the replay, you can share also. And I want to thank those of you who just took the initiative and shared. I appreciate you for doing that. I love that you guys are doing that. And those are the people I attract. Go givers. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. All right. So here's my story. I started my business 10 years ago. I decided that I wanted to take my background as a corporate trainer, and I wanted to package what I was doing professionally into my own business, but I had no idea how I was going to do that. So I went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told that this idea of being a mom coach did not make any sense, that I should go back to corporate America. And because I could make a good income there, right? And I'm so grateful that I didn't listen, that I kept following my whim, doing the thing that I thought I should do. And as a result of doing that, I ended up bumping into a coach, actually the second most profitable business coach in the country. And I started to train with her. I started to learn this business of coaching. I didn't know anything about coaching, right? And so as a result of studying with someone that's absolutely magnificent, who was building a business that was time rich, I learned how to build the business of coaching. Fast forward, I've had the opportunity literally to coach thousands of clients, thousands. And it was a dream of mine. It was a fear, it was a dream. It was something I wanted to do. Wasn't sure how I was going to do it. I wanted to be the mom strategist. I wasn't sure what I would be doing. And maybe as you're listening to me right now, I hope that this will give you some inspiration, because sometimes when you've got that big, bodacious dream, you're not exactly sure how to explain it to every single person. I know. That was me, okay? But you just know that you've got something special, because maybe when you're talking to your neighbors or your friends or the people at work, your advice is changing their lives. And you just know that if you could just figure out how to package what you're doing already, that's transformational. Folks calling you up months later saying, remember what you told me? Well, I did that. and it worked. And now my life is better because of it. And maybe you've got multiple people in your world. There are no hearts out here. But I'm going to call you out today, because what I'm going to talk about today is specifically for those of you who you've got this big vision, but it's being derailed by fear. And it's more than a vision. It's a vision, it's a calling, it's probably an anointing on your life. You've got gifts and talents that create results and transformation, but you may or may not be standing in it, or maybe you are standing in it, but you're not all in. All right. And I'm going to talk about today why that happens, how fear literally can derail your dream. And I am so passionate about it, because for me, I always think about, what if I didn't go for it? What if I didn't? Hey, Jaya, what if I didn't go for my dream? You know what I mean? What would I be doing today? Would I be sitting in some office 9 to 5? Would I be happy? Would I love what I was doing? Would I feel that I had a sense of purpose? Hey, darling, good to see you. Would I be inspired? Would I be changing lives? Would I do work that I love to do? Would I be able to pick my kids up from school and drop them off when I want to? Would I be able to own my life? Would I be able to go and work out in the middle of my day? Today, literally, I went to the spa today. That's what I did today. I got my nails done today. Needed some new little nail situation going on. I went and had lunch with me, right? Because the fact of the matter is, because of the business that I've built, I've been able to create freedom for myself, and I can do what I want to do. I went to the gym. I ran 2 miles. It was just it was my day. I just did what I wanted to do today. And I didn't have to put it on the calendar. I could just do it because my life accommodates that. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because I know that there are lots of people out there, you just want to do it. But what's getting in the way is that fear is derailing where you want to go. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. If you're ready today, I want you to write simply, I'm ready, Mia. I'm going to go all in today. And my goal isn't to hurt anybody's feelings. I want you to know, but I do want to be crystal clear about what I'm going to share with you, because I know that this is absolutely going to support somebody out there with making a change. And I want to show you what it looks like when you're afraid of the bigness, and when you're afraid of the gigantic vision and calling that's on your life, how you might show up. One of the questions that I think is so important is to know how you respond to being afraid. Thank you. So many people are ready tonight, right? You need to know how you respond when you get afraid. Okay. You need to know it. And tonight I'm going to break it down. Number one, when you are afraid and you feel that your dream is being derailed, one of the first things that you will notice is that you might feel like you are misunderstood. Okay. So let's say you've got this big, amazing dream, and you know what you are called to do and what you meant to do. At least you think you do, right? You have a sense of purpose. But whenever you're talking with people, right, in your world about what you want to do, nobody understands what you want to do. All right. So, and I know this relates to somebody out there with a big dream. This was me. Okay. 12 years ago, 14 years ago, I'm talking about, I want to be a mom coach, the mom strategist. No one knows what I'm talking about. Okay. I was misunderstood. So a lot of times when you have a big dream, when you're a thought leader, when you're visionary, we're expecting validation around the things that we're doing. You're not going to get that. Validation's for parking lots, right? Okay. Not for dreams. And the fact of the matter is you're not going to get people to say, I understand you. Wow. That is amazing. Okay. You're going to have to go out there. You're going to have to chart the course. You're going to have to pave the way. And then a lot of people will come along. You got to understand that not every person can be a thought leader. That's why it's a leader, okay? Not every person can. And if you are a thought leader, you see things that aren't there, you got to understand you've got to fortify yourself with, the things that you need to know that you're going in the right path, so that you don't become discouraged, because you are going to be misunderstood. People aren't going to understand what you want to do. Think about simple inventions. Think about things like, imagine everybody's using a candle and somebody's talking about, electricity that's going to allow people to hit a switch and cut on light. You can only imagine what that conversation was like, right? Having a conversation with people who couldn't see that already. Imagine that people are taking trains and buses and cars, and these guys, these Wright brothers are talking about they've got a way for people to fly from one place to another. You already know that people could not relate to this, okay? So one of the things you got to understand that what goes along with having a big dream is being misunderstood, all right? And so don't doubt that big, amazing dream that rock star is in the house, number two, all right? You got to understand when you've got a big and amazing dream, at times, you're going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel it's a lot, okay? It's a lot holding the space for your vision. And not always, and I want to be honest about this, not always do things work out perfectly, okay? In fact, a lot of times things don't work out, all right? And let's be honest about that. You know, I think that sometimes we come on these live stream platforms, we see what everybody's doing, and you see their success, and you see their results. You see them polished and shined. But what you don't realize is that they had to work, and they got a lot of no's. They were discouraged. Things didn't work out. They had ideas that didn't work. They made calls and nobody showed up. They hosted events and made no money. They were just like you, all right? And the fact of the matter is, you've got to understand that part of having a big and amazing vision is that you will be discouraged at times. You'll wonder if your ideas are good enough. You'll wonder if you are enough. It's the fact, but you are. And this is part of what is being tested. Like when you decide you're going to go for it, there are no hearts, but I'm going to break this down anyway, because I already know that people out there aren't going for it or staying in it or being consistent, because you might be feeling right now discouraged about whether your idea is good enough. You might be saying right now, I've already seen what somebody else has done. First tip, don't watch what anybody else is doing. Your purpose, you can't Google search. Be clear about it. All right? And you might be feeling discouraged right now, feeling that people are more talented. Everybody's got more help, more resources, or more successful than you. All right? And it's just not true. These are the things that happen. Number 3, okay? All right? One of the things that you're going to do, hey there, darling, good to see you. Oh, Rochelle, I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm talking about what happens when, you know, your dream is getting derailed, all right, what it can look like. And there are a couple things that happen when you've got a big old dream, Rochelle, and, you know, and fear steps in the way. Number 1, you're going to be misunderstood. You've got a big idea. You're talking about, I want to be free. I want to retire before 65 or 62. People are going to look at you like you're crazy. They aren't going to understand what you're talking about. You're saying you want to work from the comfort of your home, and everybody else you know is working 9 to 5 and getting up in the morning and going to work. Okay? They're not going to understand what you're talking about. My car is in front of my house almost every single day, all right, because I work from the comfort of my home. And my neighbors never understood the level of freedom that Pat and I had. What could they be doing? They're so young. How is this possible? It takes, you know what, age to retire. No, it takes income, all right? The second thing, you're going to feel discouraged, okay, at times as you're reaching for your dreams or putting it all out there or being exceptionally vulnerable, right, hanging from that skinny branch. And you are going to feel like, is it worth it? Am I doing the right thing? Is this enough? All right. And you're going to feel like, hey, Ebony, I gave it everything I have, and I talked to everyone I meant to talk to, and I haven't sold anything yet. You're going to have those feelings. And I want you to understand that a big dream doesn't come without that. Big dreams come with rejection. Big dreams come with no's. Big dreams, hey there, darling. Big dreams come with those things. All right? And we would be remiss in saying, I would be remiss in saying, if I didn't talk about it. Because the fact of the matter is, while it may look easy when you see someone crushing it or rocking it, the fact of the matter is, ask them, how did they get to that level? Ask them, what did they invest in? Time, money, and energy. Ask them about those investments and ask them what they had to overcome. And I will tell you, you have a story. All right? Think about it. All right? And when you have a great and amazing dream, is it supporting you guys? You know, you're going to start to question your ideas. You're going to start to question your own goals. you're going to start to question them. You're going to start saying, I don't know, because the people aren't coming like I thought they would. I set up my shop. I put up my website and no one came. I made my offer. I came on Periscope and no one showed up. Okay? You're going to say it. Okay? It's the truth of the matter. But I want you to understand, it's all part of the success journey. No, success is built on no's. Okay? Success is built on a no. All right? And you're never looking for the no. You're always looking for the yes, but you have to get the no to find the yes. And so you can never begrudge what isn't working because you're getting closer. You're becoming better as a result of what did not work. You have learned as a result of those things, and soon those things will allow you to master you. Very few people ever experience self-mastery because when things don't work, what do? They switch it up. They say, I got to change it. I need to start a new business. I need to create a new product. It's not working. Don't do it. All right. I've been selling the same products, literally same products, 8 years. Okay. Yes. Someone right. It's a hurtful feeling, but we must get over it. You got to keep pushing. You do, Ebony. All right. When these things happen to you, number 4, you are going to become afraid of your bigness, okay? So I'm going to tell you this, that as you start to create success in your world, like the success that you see in your mind's eye, the thing that you've been dreaming of, as you start to realize it, you often will become afraid of the things that you have asked for. Sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? But it's true, okay? So imagine that you have been wanting to, you've been wanting to do television. Boom! And you get an opportunity. Now you're afraid of it. You got it. You got the thing you wanted. Now you're afraid. You wrote your book. You wrote the book. It's out there. You're doing your book signing. Now you're afraid. Is it good enough? Are people going to like it? You launch your first coaching program. People are in your coaching program. They've signed up. I hope they get value. You're wondering always whether or not what you're doing is enough, all right? And that, I believe, is being afraid of your bigness, being afraid of the giantness, the things that you really and truly want in your heart of hearts, all right? When we get them, we become afraid of them. And one of the things you've got to learn how to do in life, if you want more of them, is you got to know how to breathe it in. You got to know how to receive. Breathing it in is being able to receive like, this is a lot, but I like it. Okay, you got to reframe so that you don't do the things that so many people do, which is we sabotage our success. I'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing, number 6, is that, as you begin to create success, you might be alone. Okay, and alone doesn't mean lonely. Okay, so let's be clear. Alone doesn't mean lonely, all right? And you might not be alone, but I will tell you that as you create significant success in your world, fewer and fewer people can relate to what you've created. And so likely your circles are going to be small. Your friends, you're going to have few good friends that you can share your ginormous and amazing life with. And it's a blessing, all right? And, you may have people that are in your work, they're not going to be able to relate to you. Just think about it from this perspective. If you go from doing what you're doing right now, think about it, okay? And you're closing, let's say you're closing, maybe now you're making 6 figures in your business, right? Low 6 figures, let's say $100,000. And you go from that, and now you're closing, $400,000. You have $400,000 a year. Okay, well, that's beautiful, okay? And so you're having a $400,000 a year. Who are you playing with? Okay, you're working from the comfort of your home. You're working 20 hours a month. Like, really? Like, who can relate to this, right? Who can relate to making that level of income working 20 hours a month? Very few people. Okay, so the conversation, who you can talk to, who you can relate to, becomes small. And that's one of the reasons why I do recommend you have to invest in masterminds at a very high level so that you're around people your own ambition level and above. It's one of the reasons why I recommend accountability groups for the exact same reason, so that that's right, playing with new friends in the giant circle, absolutely, because they can relate to you, all right? And it's so important because you're going to find this is not something that I'm making up. This is something that is a very real thing that successful people experience, okay? It's just real, okay? And that being said, number 7 is that likely you're going to even outgrow your current circle. Doesn't mean that you don't love the people you're with. It's just that you would have grown into a person that can receive something so ginormous in your world that the people in your world, you begin to outgrow them. Okay? I'm just telling you. I'm telling you from my own personal experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not trying to outgrow anyone. You just outgrow them. Okay, you outgrow them because of how you're spending your time. You outgrow them because of the level of investments that you are investing in yourself. Hey, Angel, when you start to invest in yourself at a very high level in terms of your mindset, what you're thinking, what you're believing about who you are, how you're showing up, you are going to be attracted to completely different things. You're not going to be attracted to small things anymore. You're not going to have time for things that are not your own ambition level and above. It's just not going to be what you're going to want to do. And so some of the things that you used to do, you're not going to want to do. You're not going to be attracted to those things anymore. It's just flat true. You're going to outgrow your circle. And you're going to be looking for an elevated conversation. You're going to be looking for an elevated community. You're going to want to level up. Absolutely. Right? I'm just going there. I'm just trying to tell you so that when it's happening, you're not feeling sad about what you're thinking or feeling that you're being uppity. You're not being uppity. You've grown. And as a result of your growth, you now need to have a different conversation, right? Number 8, okay? You may at times, and today I'm talking about sort of that downside piece, right? Because I always keep it positive, but I always keep it real with you, right? Number 8, you're also at times going to feel unsupported, all right? You're going to feel this way, all right? Because you're going to have clarity from having worked so hard on whatever it is that you want around what it is that you need. But you're going to find that if you don't have an elevated circle, often people in your world won't even know how to support you, okay, because of what you're doing. Imagine that you're putting on a show, okay, and Oprah's going to hit on your stage. And you just want the people in your world to support the show. But they won't even know because they don't have the growth, you know what I mean, because they're not in your world. This is why you have to make sure you have a team. Okay, this is why you've got to make sure you've got people to help you execute the things that you want. This is why you can't just be pulling people off the street to just do things for you. All right? This is why you can't just say, let's just barter if that's your mindset. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, when you've got a big, amazing dream, okay, one of the things that's important is you've got to protect that dream. All right. Thank you. This is so true. I've struggled with this before. Absolutely. You're going to feel that way. You're going to feel like, why won't they volunteer to help? Okay. They're not going to you don't even look like a person that needs help. So the thing is, when you start creating great success in your world, you don't look like a person that needs help and support. Because you're outpacing maybe the people in your world, your friends, your colleagues, right? Your neighbors. So the fact of the matter is, nobody's going to offer you any kind of help because they see you as the standard. But you still have the basic needs that you have. This is why you have to have a team. It is really, really important. I'm breaking this all the way down. And whether you've dealt with this at all, it's not a question of will you deal with it as your business grows and you elevate, because this is what happens. All right. Just talking to you. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. You want to make sure people are there. Make sure you're paying people to be there. Okay. That are on your team. And that way, you know, they will be there. All right. I'm just breaking this down. All right. I think I'm on number 9. Number 9. Okay. What happens is at times when you are being derailed by the big and amazing dream, you may want to stand small instead of tall. I want to talk about that for a minute. That means that, instead of you giving the world what you do best, you give us what you can do, like on autopilot. And we don't want that. So instead of you standing tall in your gifts, bringing your A game, you're thinking in your mind, like, if I do more of this, I'm going to get more of this. Wow, who's coming next? And it's a lot to breathe in. And if you have an inability to receive all that you're putting out, right? Because when you show up like a giant, great things going to happen. Gigantic things are going to happen, and it takes your breath away. So sometimes when those things are happening, what happens instead? You start to stand small instead of tall. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking. You know what? Listen, you don't have to tell a soul, but you know what I'm talking about. And you do it so that you don't have to manage your insecurities around the bigness. You don't have to manage feeling inadequate around, you know what I mean, the requests that you've made that have come to you. People that have said yes. You don't have to now deal with the clients that make your knees shake. See, if you just start talking small, you don't have to rise. And I'm telling you, this is not a matter of, is this true? This is flat true. And if you're asking yourself right now, why am I selling things for $97 or $997 or $1,500 or anything like that, okay? The fact of the matter is the reason, okay? All right. The reason that you do this is because you are standing small instead of tall. Because for you to serve those people you really meant to serve and charge what you really should be charging, the fact of the matter is you're going to go talk to some people that are going to make you scared. You're going to have to work on yourself. You know this, all right? You don't have to work on yourself to go sell the thing that's $500, $97. You can just show up just like you are. But listen, I already called you out. I know that I have, all right? But to sell the thing that you know will deliver amazing results, and you know that the people that you need to talk to in the top 10%, it's going to challenge you. It's going to make you ask all those questions like, am I good enough? Why me? Why would they choose me? Oh my goodness. What are they going to be thinking about me? But I will tell you that you will never be fulfilled in your purpose standing small, because that's not why you're here. You're here to stand tall. Okay. All right. Number 10. All right. The other thing that I think is so important as you start to build your business, build your dream, and things are working, is that, or not working, sometimes things don't work. And you got to take 100% responsibility for your implementation, for your fears, how it's showing up for you, for your inconsistency, for your mindset. The fact that more people spend more time talking about the money that they don't have and the things that they don't want to invest in than investing in with the money that they should be to create the life in what they really want. Okay. So the fact of the matter is you've got to be in a place to take 100% responsibility when things aren't working in your world and say, why are things not working? Why am I not creating an ROI? Why am I not selling? Why am I not growing? Why is my business not growing? Excuse me. I'm just breaking this down. All right. And so if you're not willing to take that responsibility, you're not going to see any new growth. You're not going to see any new fruit. All right. Because fruit requires responsibility. I mean, I want you to think for a minute, for all my gardeners out there, I'm not a gardener. Okay. So pardon me. Okay. But, you know, you harvest fruit from a tree. Think about it, right? Apples are coming off the tree. What happens if you don't take 100% responsibility for them? You just let them lay on the ground. They rot. Okay. I had a peach tree, actually 2 peach trees. My neighbor planted them many years ago, not at this home, another home I had. And so, you know, when the peaches are in bloom, are they in bloom? Well, when the peaches are in season, they just start to drop off the tree. Okay. And it's lots of them. So the thing is about your blessings and your gifts. And when you work really hard, great things start to happen. But you've got to take 100% responsibility for those things. Think of those things as your fruit, your gifts. Think about sometimes if you don't get the harvest that you want, you got to be able to say to yourself, though, did I fertilize? Did I water? What did I do? Okay. And if you're that person and you can't yet point that finger at yourself and say, what did I do? What didn't I do? I didn't call these people. I didn't implement this. I didn't do what my coach said to do. I didn't implement. I didn't do the homework. You know what I'm saying? I didn't overcome myself. I didn't call the people. I didn't do the work. Okay. It is why right now you've derailed the success that you wanted in your business. All right. It is not that you can't create success. It's that you're derailing your success because it's just like that fruit that's laying on the ground. It's just laying there and it's going to rot. okay? And you can do something about it. But you gotta change that. You gotta take 100% responsibility. This is the thing. I take 100% responsibility. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it's my fault. Right? It's my responsibility. What do I need to change? What do I need to read? What do I need to do? Are you asking yourself those questions? Number 11. Okay. Sometimes when your success is being derailed, you get angry, right? And you might get angry at yourself. You might get angry at other people. You might even have a spirit of jealousy, really. Like, it might happen, okay? Like, why is it happening for every single person and not me? Poor little me, okay? Because you didn't do the work. Because you didn't show up like you needed to. You didn't stand as tall as you wanted to. You know what? You decided to work on designing your website instead of calling customers. That's why, okay? And so sometimes we get angry. All right. And we get angry at ourselves, or we get angry at other people. And really, we're upset that the results that we know we can create, you know what I mean? They're not happening. We've derailed our own success, right? And so as a result, we're angry. We're mad. But I want to tell you something that, you know, it's not so bad to be angry. Use it for good. Use your anger for good. Don't use it for bad things. Use it for good. Like, get so angry that you prove to yourself you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do this. You know, maybe you say something to yourself. This is what I've said to myself before. You know what? I'm too smart to be broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know a lot of you guys can relate to this, right? I said to myself, Mia Redrick, you are too smart to be broke. Okay. Get angry like that. You know what I'm saying? Get angry like that. Right? Start thinking like, no. You know what I'm saying? This is what I can do to turn this around. All right. Okay. And I know that this will really support you. And then number 12. All right. Sometimes when your success is being derailed, right? Yeah, you got to use it as fuel. That's right. The next thing is sabotage, right? Number 12 is sabotage. And sabotage, what does that look like? What sabotage looks like is you just start aligning with things that you know are going to jack you up long term. You know what I mean? That sabotage can look a lot of different ways when we're derailing our success. It can look like customer needs an invoice and it takes you like 2 weeks to give them an invoice. Somebody says they want to buy from you and you can't hear the buying signs. It could look like the way you're showing up. You show up late for something that's important to you. And all of it is related to fear, right? I mean, I want you to think about it. And we all have moments where we've sabotaged the success that we've wanted. And if this is you, this is just the way that we all derail our success. And I wanted to come on here tonight, and I hope that this has supported you, and talk about what it looks like, right? I mean, it could be, we could sabotage, like, you know, I teach my clients, I say, look, you get modules, and if you get a program, it's over 16 weeks, and it's a digital course, and you're listening to it, don't listen to it like you're listening to a concert. You listen and you do the work. You listen and you do the work. Sabotage could be that. Sabotage could literally be that you just listen to the whole thing like a concert, right? Hey there, darling, right? You listen to it like a concert. Like, did you do the work? Didn't do the work. Why? Well, like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Are we joking here? We're not joking, right? Like, you're getting this, right? All right. So you got to be able to take responsibility for how you show up and how you derail the success that is already available to you. I want to recap really quickly. So whenever we're dealing with our success being derailed, a couple things that can happen is that it might look like, number one, you might feel very misunderstood, right? Your sense of purpose, your calling that's on your life is so crystal clear for you. But when you go and talk to people out in the world, they start saying to you, well, what's your business plan? And how exactly are you going to do this? And you're like, I haven't gotten to that yet, but I just know in my heart that it's just the most inspiring thing. And I know I'm meant to do this. And, you know, but people will tell you that this doesn't make any sense. If I had listened to people who said the mom strategist did not make any sense, I wouldn't have been signed to an Emmy-nominated, nationally syndicated television show. I wouldn't have done other national Emmy-nominated television shows as the mom strategist, by the way. I wouldn't have gotten Fortune 100 contracts and Fortune 500 contracts from corporate brands as the mom strategist, selling my book as the mom strategist. I wouldn't have had three number one Amazon bestsellers, right, as the mom strat. If I had listened, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to coach clients and host Time for Mommy groups literally all around the world. We've hosted over 370 some, or I think it's 380 some Time for Mommy groups all around the world, literally, right, as the mom strategist. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If I had listened, I'm so grateful. I was misunderstood. I want you to know that sometimes you're going to be misunderstood when you are a thought leader, right? How many years ago did you, the question is, well, how did I do it? Well, like I started maybe 12, 13 years ago. I had the idea, but I really kind of nailed it down about 10 years ago. All right. The next thing is, number 2, is you're going to feel discouraged at times. So when you're doing something ginormous and you're putting yourself out there and you're being vulnerable, discouragement is part of the process. Who's going to build a business and not be discouraged? Are you kidding? Are we joking? Right? You're going to feel discouraged, right? And, yeah, thank you. Right. I'm so glad too. Thank you, Colleen. Right. You're going to feel discouraged. Who's happy every day running a business? You know, when you first get started, you're at times you're going to feel that way. Okay. You got to understand that's normal. All right. And, you know, what's discouraging is to do something that you don't want to do, that you're not passionate about, and you have to live like that for the rest of your life. To me, that's discouraging. To have discouragement while I'm building my dream. Oh, I tried, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? But you know it's for something that means something, that allows you to hold up the world with your highest and greatest gifts. There's nothing discouraging about that long term. Come on, get real. Number 3, okay, it's going to make you question your ideas. It's going to make you question your goals. You know, if you're out there and you're selling your products and you set up your store, you got your website going, and you're expecting people to show up and nobody showed up on your day, you're going to say, is this the right thing? And it is. It is. Okay. And the thing is, the more you believe, the greater everyone else will believe. The first sale is always you. And so even though nobody showed up, as long as you showed up and you keep showing up for you, I will tell you things will change. I've seen it. Like, I've done launches and nobody came. You know what I mean? I've done events. Nobody was there. I've done live stream. Nobody was there. I've done webinar. No one was there. Okay. But I was there and I got better. Okay. And you're going to get better. Right. Thank you. Yes. Yes. All right. What am I on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4. Right. You're going to become afraid of your bigness. Now, let me tell you that at some point, you're going to get that thing that you see in your mind's eye, that big thing that you've been wanting. And when you do, it's going to scare you straight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make you stand up tall. And sometimes we become afraid of the things we ask for. But that means you have to work on receiving. Okay? All right? And in order to have those big old bodacious dreams manifest in your world, you got to practice receiving. You know? You know, some people are good with taking and receiving things that are small. They're not good with receiving things that are big. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You can take the $97. It's the 10 grand that you're like in conflict with, right? Because you've never seen it before. Got to practice it. Okay? Number 5. All right? You're going to be alone. That sometimes with success, number 5, sometimes you're going to be alone. Sometimes you're going to have to walk alone. Like, folks aren't going to necessarily get you, all right? Understand it. You just got to know that. And it doesn't mean that you will be lonely. It just means you're the only one in the category doing what you're doing. That's what it is when you're a thought leader. Not everybody's going to be doing what you're doing. Not everybody's thinking what you're thinking. And stop expecting them to be. And stop judging that. And stop wanting what you were when you were trying to get out of that. Okay? You're a thought leader. Okay? You're going to walk alone sometimes. That's what happens. You're going to be thinking about things that, you know, that make the world change. All right? All right. Number 6. Okay? You likely, maybe, you will outgrow your circle. If they're not growing, you're going to outgrow them. If you are stepping into your purpose, you're going to outgrow your circle. You're going to be talking about things you're going to do. And, the thing is, if you're talking to people who are growing, they're going to get you. But if you're talking to people who are not growing, and you're telling them you're ready to walk on the moon, and you are certain how you're going to do it, and you just know in your heart you're going to do it, and you're willing to do the work, the fact of the matter is, they are not going to want to talk about that, okay? And in fact, you might be a little irritating when you are talking about that, all right? You're going to outgrow your circle, okay? And that's why you need masterminds. That's why you need accountability. This is why I love my clients. We have a community. We call ourselves giants, right? And we love being together in that way because it's great being around people you don't have to explain yourself to. You're a giant. Okay, it's simple as that. Okay, we do things that are out of the box all the time. That's how we think. All right, you don't have to apologize for that. That's who you are. And thank God that's how you are. Giants change things. Number 7, okay, you may at times feel unsupported. And I just want to break that down. Thank you so much, right? And you will feel unsupported. And it's not really because you're being unsupported. It's just because you don't look like a person that needs support. Okay? You got to get this, okay? You got to understand when you're doing great things and you're manifesting your dream and you're highly functional, you're doing all these amazing things, you're going to feel unsupported at times. Because people aren't going to necessarily want to volunteer to help you because why would they? You look like you got it, okay? So what I recommend you do is always have a team. You need to pay people to be on your team to help you manifest your dreams, okay? All right? You look like you're holding it all together, and you are. But the thing is, everyone needs support. You can't build great things without support. But when you're a highly functioning person, you're doing great things, thing is, no one's just going to walk up to you thinking you need help because you look like you've got it handled. So one of the things that I do recommend is that you hire people that can support you, all right? And you don't have to worry about that, all right? Leave your family alone, leave your friends alone, leave your coworkers alone so that you're not sitting at your book signing saying, and I really thought so-and-so was going to come and help me. Okay, enough said. Number 8, okay? You're going to have to stand tall or small. You're going to have to stand tall instead of small. And so the fact of the matter is so many people stand smaller, right, than you need to because you become afraid. Because if you attract all the things that you see and it starts taking your breath away, you immediately start to become afraid of that, right? So it's easy to go back and stand smaller, you know what I mean? Because then you don't have to worry about bigness, okay, and having to breathe things in. You guys are hardening it up, but I'm breaking it down. And it's really, really, really important to understand that you'll never be happy fulfilling your purpose standing small. That's not your purpose. You got a big purpose on your life and a calling on your life, and you got to go and do that. All right, number 9. I think I'm on number 9. Am I on number 9? All right, number 9. You've got to take 100% responsibility for your results, for your implementation, for your failure, for your growth, for your mindset. Okay? All right? You got to do that, right? So you have got to take 100% responsibility and stop this idea of so-and-so's got you or somebody's going to do this for you. You have got to do it. If it doesn't work, it's your responsibility. If it needs to happen, you've got to implement it. We're waiting on you. Your life, changing your life depends on you alone. And this idea of, I hear people say these kind of things all the time, like, when I'm asking them, like, what's getting in the way? Why are you not doing what you want to do? And they'll say, oh, well, because I procrastinate. Got to take responsibility. How are you going to change that? You know what I'm saying? So you know what it is. What did you do about it? All right? What do you know that you're doing that's getting in the way of you being ginormous, gigantic, phenomenal, amazing, crushing it, like rocking it out right now? And what are you willing to do about it? Okay? what are we on? What's number 10? Are we on number 10? Okay, number 10. Okay. You likely are going to get angry. Okay. You're going to get angry at yourself. You're going to get angry at other people. You might even feel jealousy when you hear other people creating success. Okay. And I'm just telling you, that's what happens when you derail your success. That's what it looks like. See, there's no reason to be jealous of anyone, because anything that anybody else has created, you can do that too. And thank God for their evidence that it's possible. So it's just a matter of perspective. The reason people are jealous is because of their own insecurities. People are jealous because they're insecure that you got there first. Okay? But you need to be asking yourself, how did they get there? What work did they do? What investments did they make? You're asking the wrong questions. Change your perspective, right? All right, if you're dealing with jealousy, getting angry, you're angry at yourself. You're angry at somebody didn't say something to you. Somebody didn't love you. Somebody didn't hug you. Let me just tell you, use it. Use your anger as motivation. You know what I'm saying? I know that I like to use phrases for myself, and I'm like, shoo, I'm too smart to be broke. Simple. Simple as that. It's just simple as that. What do you need to say to yourself, right? That gets you stoked. Like, look, me and Redrick, you're too smart to be broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, not happening. Okay, number 11. And then, okay, yeah. And then 11 is sabotage. Okay, and so one of the things that we do sometimes is we sabotage the things that we create. Sometimes we do it because we're afraid of the bigness. Sometimes we do it because we're not used to the bigness. Sometimes we do it because sabotage has been a way that we have, co-created, made friends with, best friends with sabotage. You know what I'm saying? And you know that you're doing it because you will notice that things that are working for your good, you're getting in the way of thing working. You know how, the thing that you can do, but you won't do? And you're like, why is it taking me 3 weeks to do this? It's so simple, right? Sabotage, right? So you need to go deep with yourself on that and say, why am I doing this? What's my fear around this, okay? Why am I doing this? Because this is not allowing me to get to where I want to. Call it out for yourself. Be honest with yourself when those things are happening. So I hope you guys got value today. That's what I wanted to share with you. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support clients with both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com or on Facebook, Mia Redrick, the mom strategist, Mia Redrick, the mom strategist, or you can sign up for my list at Mia Redrick. If you're not following me here and getting my notifications, hit that little guy on your screen on Periscope so that you can get notifications when I come on. And I hope that this scope has really supported you guys. Hey, thank you, Karen. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, did I block you? Okay, did I? Okay. All right. Okay. So one of the things that okay. Awesome. So glad that you're here. So what was one takeaway? What was one aha? You're welcome, Angel. I think I was trying to block somebody else and I blocked you. What was one takeaway that you got as a result of being here today? What was one takeaway, one aha, one lesson learned, one nugget? What was it? So that, I know how this has supported you. I just wanted to come on because sometimes we talk about, my messages are always positive. But this is positive, right? To know what it looks like when success is derailing us. Like, what can it look like? And maybe you feel like it's just you, and it's not just you. It happens to every single one of us. And all of these things might not be happening, but at some point in your world, as you grow in your world and going for your dream, these things do happen. Any ahas, any takeaways? Angel writes, my aha is, I haven't been facing my fears of sabotage, ignoring what I know I should do. I cannot be so busy behind the scenes that I miss my, yes, okay. The art of sabotage based on my fear, my aha, awesome. So isn't it interesting kind of hearing the different scenarios of what it can look like and realizing you're not alone, so many people. This is so positive, very inspiring and instructive. Thank you so much. You are the first there. Also, you are responsible. Then somebody else writes, Don't be a procrastinator. So there's some really great takeaways tonight, and I want to thank you guys for listening and for your engagement. Also, it makes the scope great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is that why you asked me? Is that what my name? Your name is Mia also. Awesome. All right. Somebody else writes, stand tall. Absolutely. Stand tall, not small. Absolutely, all day and every day. If you haven't shared yet on Twitter or Facebook on Periscope, please do. Karen writes, you will be misunderstood. This is true. Sometimes when you're thinking outside of the box, and people aren't going to understand you, but they will eventually, as you make the dream happen, as you make the things that you see in your mind's eye that God has given you, make those things happen. All right, you're welcome. I appreciate it. Show up even if no one else does. That's right, Ebony. What sabotage can look like, so can recognize it and call it out. Absolutely. That's right, Colleen. So it's so true. And the fact of the matter, you guys got a lot of takeaways from the scope tonight. It was a really powerful one. What does it look like, really, when you're rocking it out, crushing it out, and things are getting in the way, and you're trying to figure out for yourself, what is this? Why is this? Likely it's some of these things, and I hope this has supported you. And that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you tonight. I appreciate you. If you're not getting my newsletter, make sure you get on my list at miaredrick.com, miaredrick.com, and make sure we're connected on Facebook. Okay, I don't even know what that means. I would have never had thought no one ever showed up for you. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can't. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. I'm not owning my mess, which I need to turn into my message by using my fears. Absolutely, Mia. And I love your name, by the way, right? So, oh my gosh. So many times. Let me tell you, people. Oh goodness, people like. And, I think you get to a place where you don't take any of that stuff personally anymore. You know what I'm saying? You just do what you got to do. It's part of the process, right? So pay a team, have a team, people support you, do whatever you need to get done. You don't have to be trying to call your girlfriends, call your parents, call whoever you're calling to do stuff. Just make sure you already have systems for yourself to rock it out and crush it out for yourself, all right? So I want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate you guys for being here, and I'm glad. I will try and get back on tomorrow. I don't know if I will shoot tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to shoot my segments. So, for Channel 2, WMAR. So I will probably do a quick live stream from there. So, and that will be likely tomorrow around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around that 3 o'clock, 3:30, somewhere like that. I'll try and do a live stream from the studio. And then I'll try and do a teaching scope. Maybe I can tomorrow night. So I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day. And I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye. See you guys.